Okay, Sultai Super Friends or blue-black Planeswalker Splash Kasmina. So this deck went 4-2 at the Hoaglandia Open this past weekend, and I really like the look of this a lot. Kasmina is a card that's felt reasonable and powerful in the Temur Planeswalkers deck that we've played a couple of times on stream now. And this deck gets to leverage her giving other Planeswalkers her abilities with things like Narset and Saheeli, which is sweet. Like, being able to +2 Narset so you can down tick to Impulse with her seems fantastic. Also, we have Teferi, Master of Time, who can activate loyalty abilities on not your turn. So with Kasmina, you can plus Teferi to 5 and then plus it to 7 and get this working towards taking 2 extra turns very quickly. The mana base could probably use some work. I'm split on memory lapses. Yeah, I'm not. One thing I was going to comment on, so this is a viewer submission from Foxhall that played this in the event. I'm not sure I love commit our memory lapse in the main deck of this deck, just because this deck is pretty tap out control-y to start. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of the conclusions I make after playing some games is, oh, I'd rather have more discard spells than something like memory lapse. That being said, having some of this effect in the mid to late game to stall them while our Planeswalkers get going could be valuable as well. Glance, I think the mana base is okay here. We have 10, 11, 12 green technically, plus some brainstorms for some card selections. That gives us a pretty 12 to 13 is probably a decent number for casting the Sage on time, I think. How much? Actually, you know what might be the case? How many black sources is this deck playing? 3, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There's 21 black sources in this deck. I probably don't need 21 black sources. There's no double black cards. Yeah, actual 0 in the 75. In the 75. Oh, we have a Crux of Fate. Yeah, that's fine. I can go down to 20 though. One Crux up here at 5 is fine. And then, honestly, I think an Interplanar Beacon sounds great. We'll see how often those are awkward, but sounds appealing. Abundant Harvest could be preferable to Brainstorm here. So, I can see Abundant Harvest actually works well with Brainstorm. That being said, in order to play Abundant Harvest in something like this, we would need to retool the mana base a significant amount. In order for Abundant Harvest to be a cantrip that you can play consistently, you generally speaking want like 15 to 16 green sources. $30 MB is a good speed for Hoots. Yeah, that should be. For context, streaming to Twitch only takes me about 7 Mbps, and streaming to Discord is less than that generally. Oh, forgot to change scenes, chat. Definitely want the extra discard spells here to try and take their first threat. Honestly, Saheeli Might be okay. She makes some jump blockers. They fly on occasion, but... Heart probably doesn't block super profitably. Remember, you used to vary the color of your border based on the deck that you're enjoying? Yeah, that was a thing I used to do. The Python library that I use to automate that doesn't install on Windows 10 because it's an older Python library and Windows has bad backwards compatibility with older software. I just haven't taken the effort to rewrite it to work with libraries that work on Windows 10. Docker should help me. Well, that's a good point. I could run... I could probably run... You could run Ubuntu on Windows now, right? That's a thing. Does that run GUI applications though? Like, can I run a Qt application through that? I've never touched that before. You can. Ha. I might have to poke at that. It's probably, setting that up's probably less work than rewriting my application in a different library.
Open mind.
After 1,000 years, think fast.
I'm gonna do this and just use Teferi to phase this out.
Seconds are fleeting.
What an interesting creature. Let's see how you work.
Baleful Mastery has really fantastic synergy alongside Narset Parter of Veils. You get to hit them with the student cost here, and they don't get to draw a card. Yeah, definitely, Penguin. Like, this card's, like, already close to playable, and, like, it's technically a hate card for the pack deck. Yep, yeah, the form is ideal. The Planeswalker prison slowly constructs. It's a hate card for Pact. Yeah, you pay 2 mana when the Pact deck empties their deck. You pay the 2 mana mode and kill their Oracle, making them draw a card from an empty deck, losing the game. Just do this. Hey, thanks for the tip, James. On me. Just be over here pulsing. Mind Rot resolves. Hey, Nocti, thanks for the 15 months. Welcome back.
This isn't my first time. I do love a good puzzle. Respect your elders. Think fast.
Phasing out a creature prevents it from being enchanted. It does.
Ideas like seconds.
Huh? Put... I could just cast the Narset to impulse past it too. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to keep these in hand, like shock this, play this. That's probably the line. Yeah, that was better, I think. Hey, nice. Enjoy your summer target dummy. Are the results of the sub-survey? About what I expected them to be. Standard got even lower than it had previously been. If you look in the subs Discord, I posted some stats from the survey. I also tweeted them out. If you're curious to see what the results of that look like for the people that did it. Goodbye, friends. Hey, C7, thanks for the quarter of year. Welcome back. Yeah, about 96% historic still, which makes sense, right? We're a historic channel at this point.
I train everyone with thoughtfulness before action.
Yeah, Narset starts to shut off some of their outs. Means they can't, like, play a creature and draw a bunch to get out of their behind. Thanks for the 20 months, Dumping Truck. Welcome back. That's very low. It is very low for standard. And even to give even more context to that, like, I have a free answer section, and there were, like, people who answered they support for standard, but then also left in the free comment section, not this standard. They were just noting that in general, when Standard's worth playing, they want to see it. On the Lapse here against Southern Lurrus deck, keep the removal spells of my Planeswalkers. And punish, because they're playing Tainted Pact. Yikes. Baleful Mastery is a good keep. Any chance I'm going to go back to Runeterra? My plan on stream today is the same plan I had when I started playing Runeterra last year, which is that I'm going to play games that I enjoy on stream. And that's currently Magic and other things. And if Runeterra looks like it could be fun at some point again, I might point back in, but as long as their game is best of one and combo centric, I don't envision myself playing more Runeterra. That mix of things I don't find enjoyable. I think Lurrus should be a consideration for being removed from Historic, yeah. If I was in charge of Historic, I would get rid of Lurrus and Oracle. Yeah, if you go to jeffhoagland.com and click the Hoaglandia Opens tab on the main navigation, you can find coverage as well as links to all the deck lists and all of the Hoaglandia Opens. Lurrus and that's Oracle, who the cards I would get rid of. Yeah, I completely agree with Space Martian. I don't think banning Lurrus would make any of the decks that currently play Lurrus unplayable, which that alone means they should have consideration for removal. The last league weekend before Worlds is this weekend, so we won't see a ban list update this week, but I imagine we might see one after the league weekend, so next week we could potentially see changes. Yeah, exactly that, Fluff. I also think Tainted Pact's kind of a sweet card to build around. I just don't... I actually think this deck is incredibly sweet, the Tainted Pact deck. It just shouldn't be allowed to win on the third turn. No, Worlds is not this week. The last league weekend that will determine the last players who are qualified for Worlds is this weekend. For people that don't follow Magic Organized Play. Am I supposed to hold up Baleful Mastery here? I don't know. When am I going to qualify for Worlds? Right after Never.
We must prepare for tomorrow.
Let's tap out and hope we get another turn. Warlock Con MTG, thanks for the follow. Good morning.
If nothing else, I will protect the multiverse. Don't worry.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know when Magic Worlds takes place. I think it takes place during the day. I would bet that that is an accurate statement. Am I dead yet? Well, I haven't died yet, so I assume we're okay. Well, there's no point in building that style of deck conscript as long as Oracle is the goal. In fact, I generally reject build-around submissions that are just strictly worse builds of other things. If removing Glorious doesn't make the decks less playable, isn't that argument for not banning it? No. In fact, if you can make a deck less good, but still if you can make decks that are the best decks worse but still playable, that makes a format better balanced because it means the best decks are no longer as strong above everything else in the format.
Consider all.
In fact, I would argue the opposite. A deck being able to being able to ban a card from the deck and still have that deck be playable is like the closest thing Magic can do to rebalancing a card or rebalancing a deck without errata-ing cards, right? Okay, well, we get to take 3 turns here with this Teferi in a minute.
Prepare for tomorrow.
He could be here a while. My skills are aged to perfection.
Consider all possibilities. A perfect blend of math and magic.
They could have a removal spell for this here.
We must prepare for tomorrow.
Can you phase tokens without losing them? You can.
The future is not yet.
I think that Grawl would still be playable without BTE. I don't know, actually.
Ideas, like seconds, are fleeting.
There's still time for plans.
Then I need to hold up Memory Lapse next turn, so... Howdy, Mavis. Thanks for sticking around. Yeah, Teferi's gonna go to 10 here again off of Kasmina and then get to ultimate here. Not bad. Huzzah. This is a sweet game. Yeah, Kasmina Teferi is quite the one too, huh? It's probably not a Maelstrom Pulse matchup. Mid to memory, I guess this is technically a counterspell, huh? Is it crazy to cut Narset because she prevents Baleful Mastery from working? I feel like it's not. Need one more trim here. Like a Heart of Kiran. Now, like, one thing to consider too is like maybe it's right to leave Narset in because Kasmina lets us kill Narset on demand. Because you can fully down tick her to make a thing. I mean, I'm not going to mulligan for Mastery, but, like, these games aren't going to go long enough on average that we'll find Mastery, I think. It's, like, probably not an unreasonable expectation. Yeah, but I can do it proactively after I've impulsed with Narset once or twice. And this is, again, just, like, one of the reasons why their deck is so powerful, right? Like, we have cards and we have interaction for them, but they have so many ways to poke through them. I might do RE8 at some point, but it's not a high priority for me. I have a lot of other games lined up that I'd like to get to first. And like again here it's the Splinter Twin threat, right? Like I'm supposed to do this because I need to get pressure into play, but like the punishment for doing this could be I lose the game next turn. It doesn't make playing my Planeswalker wrong. It's just like how the matchup works. It's a nice draw. Was Amzi Encounters. The build we started with felt pretty mediocre. The build we ended on felt like it maybe had some potential. That's the build we ended on, Sigil. So the deck we ended on had a bunch of Ajani's in it.
Together, we'll create great things, you and I.
Am I dead? We could be dead. They could go blue source combo us. No, the red-white, well, depends on what you mean by yet. We played the red-white Chad deck last week on stream. Or, sorry, Sunday on stream. And we're going to play it again later today. So we have played it on stream before, but we've not played it yet today. The person that donated for it requested it be the third deck we play today. Really hoping to find another Planeswalker here. Kasmina would be insane. Let Saheeli start doing stuff. Okay, Ami, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this morning. Sure. Sure. You have spent a card to ensure that Teferi will not take turns. Morning, Commander Shadowblade. Man, I really hope the Digimon TCG reboot gets a digital client at some point. That'll definitely be something we try on stream if they do. I was reading some of the how to play rules for that. Looks very reasonable. They rebooted their anime and card game. Yeah, if I'm being honest, Ace, the deck queue's been fuller than I've expected it to stay. I'm not complaining. Have I tried Keyforge? Yeah, Keyforge is Keyforge was definitely made by the person that designed Artifact. Isn't Keyforge made by Richard Garfield? That's what I said. Keyforge is made by the same person that designed Valve's Artifact.
Special for you.
Richard Garfield designed Artifact? Yeah, he did. That's why so many people went all in on thinking it was going to be the next best thing since sliced bread. What was the problem with Artifact? The gameplay or the business practices? Yes. So, Artifact tried to implement a Magic the Gathering Online style economy in 2019 when it was released, which was just an awful idea. And then the gameplay also is just not good.
Fate is too dangerous to leave
The best way I could describe Artifact is, for people that didn't play it, Artifact was a difficult card game to master in the same way doing 100 third grade arithmetic problems at the same time would be difficult. It was difficult because computationally you were doing a lot of stuff, but none of the stuff you were doing was particularly interesting or engaging. Yeah, it was tedious. It felt tedious to play. Yeah, I mean, people often use the term Magic is Garfield intended jokingly when they complain about things happening in Magic that they don't like. But, like, Garfield intended, like, Channel Fireball to be part of Magic and, like, Ante to be a part of Magic and stuff like that. Like, there are a lot of things in, like, the original core design of Magic that are just, like, not good game design. And, like, to be fair, that was created 27 years ago, right? So, like, we've learned and iterated on the game design formula a lot since then. But a lot of people like to pretend that, like, there was this purity and excellence to the original draft that just, like, isn't actually there. Thanks for the follow, Castillo John. Keyforge's core gameplay loop felt very reasonable in my opinion. However, their card distribution and acquisition system was mostly just nonsensical.
We must prepare for tomorrow.
What's it called? The best way to put it, Keyforge's distribution system feels like someone asking themselves the question, can we do this? Not should we do this? Droth, thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Drawing with the castle and Inquisitioning there. Oh, did I have enough to do that? Now, I think I want to hold up both of these. Okay, I think I want to hold up both of these. Are we ready to start pumping out? Are we ready to start pumping out tokens? I think so. We just like Inquisition and then put 10 power into play here. I think that's the plan. I could have if I would have shocked in the land. Yeah, that's a lot of damage though. So, copying fractals is not a good plan because fractals are 0/0s.
The laws of reality could use some revisions.
Yeah, Saheeli doing more than static text is kind of busted.
A perfect blend of math and magic.
Yeah, exactly that, Mask. If you're someone who's a Magic player long term at this point, I think you're definitely someone who's drawn to the deck building aspect of card games. Because the one thing Magic does better than basically every other card game is deck building. Yeah, this was a card where in my set review I mentioned might be good with some of the things we're playing her with, but honestly, yeah, I've been impressed with her past what I thought she was going to do. I have not played, that's not true. I played Netrunner very briefly, but not enough that I could tell you the actual rules of the game. One of my buddies that I used to play Magic with, was really into Netrunner, so we played a bit, but not enough that I could tell you the details of it. We've talked about it on stream before, but my go-to casual card game is we play Dice Throne with my groups of people. There's one that I'm a fan of. This deck's felt very reasonable so far, Fox. Sweet, sweet. Kasmina adds a nice access to the blue black control shell. Allegedly average. Thanks for the tip. All these walkers are making my wild card terrified. I'd like to see your Is It Walkers decks if it can still compete well after Strixhaven. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm filled in for tomorrow, but that'll be up Thursday. I appreciate the support. Next cleric, good morning and thanks for the follow. All right, grill me, daddy. Never not pushing the elf off a cliff here, right? Who owns this deck idea? Don't we all own this deck idea in a way, chat? Well, shit. I killed their accelerant so we could slow them down, chat. If one more fatal push I could find. Alright, I mean, I'm not dead yet, I guess. There are 3 mana give -2/-2 cards, but they generally speaking don't line up well against the format, so you don't play them. So like, obviously, those type of effects look really good in the games where your opponent draws like that, but it's more the exception than the rule.
If nothing else, don't worry, I'll think of something.
Well, that was their haste threat that beat us. That's fine. We were winning that game. I'm actually like not a huge fan of sweepers in this format in general. Like, more spot removal tends to be better in my experience. I guess we'll leave in the Extinction Events because they're better than the other cards that we have, but like, not super excited about them. Like, casting the sweeper after you've taken 16 from their board is like not super great. Yeah, you can't just sweep them. You have to like kill on curve up along with them, and then like maybe your sweeper's a 2-for-1. But like, cards in these decks tend to be so individually threatening a lot of the time that like if you're playing optimally, your sweepers end up 1-for-1ing them a lot of the time, which also feels terrible. Angels and elves, the only decks I usually find myself wanting sweepers. Yeah, that's accurate. Those decks have so many bad creatures in them. I'm gonna keep this on the play. We don't really have that much spot removal to mulligan into. The Gruul deck's really good when you draw 2 Burning Tree Emissaries every game, chat. Alright, so I get to shuffle one of these away. Probably Saheeli. Actually, I'm probably just shuffling nothing, huh? I'm gonna put this into play tapped and then pass. I don't wanna take 2 to cast Extinction Event. I'm gonna exile the Burning Tree Emissary before they declare attackers, so that way they can't Embercleave me this turn. Hopefully they go land 3-drop here. If they just pass here, I'm still gonna Extinction Event for odds. My friends. You have a Stomp here. Feels like it. Oh, you know, I should have gotten a blue so I could Saheeli plus Cling in the same, or Saheeli plus Brainstorm in the same turn. Because I can Saheeli plus Cling, so it's kind of whatever. Will we die when their last card is Cleave here? It felt like they had Cleave on turn 3. Ooh, that felt like an auto pass. Okay. Okay. Huh. So, do I Narset into Heart? I could Brainstorm into a removal spell, and I can clear the Brainstorm with Passage plus Heart. I think we Brainstorm. This is where the magic happens, chat. Doesn't Narset dig deeper for removal than Brainstorm? She does, but I can't Narset Heart of Kiran and play a removal spell in the same turn with 5 lands. So my goal was to play 3 spells that turn. This thing gains Trample when it uses its energy ability, by the way, for people wondering why I blocked like that. I mean, our saving grace has been that they haven't drawn Embercleave at least, so... I'm saying there's a chance. Definitely Kaz, right?
Humans, the laws of reality could use some for vision.
Okay, gotta dodge cleave for like one more turn here.
All possibilities.
Looking impressive again. I was red-white Chads this morning. Are we playing red-white after this, Ninja Turtle? Person that donated for it asked for it to be the third deck of the day. We did dodge the cleave.
Hone your prowess.
Yeah, Kling could maybe drag us out of here.
We must prepare for tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to tag the Voltaic Brawler there.
Excellent. Let's put fractal theory into practice.
It's gonna, like, this card's gonna get attack again before this game ends, though. I killed the Exerx. It's eventually going to make something we have not be able to block again, chat. We're not gonna win that game before that card doesn't get to untap. Maybe with the Baleful Mastery we should wait a turn to do it, though. We're at 3 cards in the bin. This needs 3 others. We can cash Planeswalkers into the graveyard next turn to cling to dust again. Oh yeah, definitely expecting to lose this game when they finish tanking here. The patented Grawl go into the tank, decide to attack with everything. Yeah, I definitely should have used my removal spells differently. Oh, and you know what? This should block here, and this should jump here, probably. As opposed to the way I did it. And then, because I can Baleful Mastery this requires me to take 2 to mastery it. Like Ram and Apple kill us. I think we've got Cling to Dust here. It's for the 7-month Spartan.
After 1,000 years, I'm getting the hang of this.
The future is not yet decided. Focus on the future. We must prepare.
Looking for an untapped land that doesn't hurt us.
Ideas like seconds.
We could student cost anyways because we have Narset. Oh, that's true.
This is merely a fraction of my power.
I have just the trick for this.
Are we ahead now? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
A perfect blend of math and
Man, this game was sick. Let's do this now.
the future is not yet decided.
Mind and body should move in unison.
The laws of reality could use some revisions.
No longer dead to cleave. If ready to pivot. Kaz is here and she's helping us pivot. Is Heart needed in this deck if you don't have them? It's like pretty good. It plays offense and defense, depending on the matchup. Ashed Raven, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. And I had some slops in that game too, like my sequencing on my removal spells wasn't very good, like a couple people in chat pointed out. And like we still pulled through there, so deck definitely feels like it has some power level behind it. Sweet. So I mentioned that our next Hoaglandia Open is going to be on May 30th, right after HA5 drops, for those that want to play in that tournament or watch a tournament with those new cards after they release at the end of the month. And CGB has just confirmed that he's going to be coming back to do my commentary as my second. I think we're supposed to shock an Inquisition here. Dead. Their hand has just been, they just had 3 really good hands in a row. And for the people who weren't here earlier when I was talking about it, I don't have the event page up for the next one yet because Cool Stuff Inc. said that they want to up the prize support that for the next tournament because they've been happy with the viewer count and the events we've been putting on. So don't you dare play a brawler. Don't you dare. So the next one, if you are someone interested in playing in the tournament, will be have the same entry fee we've had before. We're going to be kicking up the amount of prizes we're giving out. Need to figure out exactly what that's going to look like, and then we'll get the event page posted when we do. I'm hoping, though, that we're going to be able to give prizes to everybody that goes at least 3 and 2 would be sweet. My goal for those Oglandia tournaments is to have a flatter prize structure, so that way most people who play can get a chance at getting something. Campion and Taka, thanks for the follows. Good afternoon. Yeah, we're just in here. Let's we can tweak the removal suite in this a little bit. Let's take a peekaboo. I feel like I want to be able to drag the curve down here. I think I want a fourth Inquisition, because Inquisition is okay in this matchup. I mentioned the memory lapses when we start. I think some memory lapse is fine, but I think I'd like 4 Inquisition as opposed to 4 lapse. You wanna lose the lapses? I don't know if I want to lose all the lapses. I guess with discard spells and Baleful Mastery, you're like okay against what's it called? Is Baleful Mastery? No, Baleful Mastery's been really good, and Baleful Mastery is a main deck hate card against this is a main deck hate card against Thassa's Oracle. Yeah, it's a 2-mana removal spell as well. And it's really good with our Narset, but it also is good against the combat token format. I think Crux is probably too slow. Yeah, I think I want at least 4 pieces of 1-mana removal in the 75. The extra sweeper at the top end sounds a little bit slow. Cling is okay. It is good against Phoenix as well, that's true. Languish versus... Honestly, Languish versus Extinction Event might be a consideration worth having. Where in the format do I want Extinction Event over Languish? I think our mana base is 20 black, I believe, so like Languish is castable. 3, 6, 10, 16, 20. Yeah, we're on 20 black. So like Languish is castable. Auras. It's fine against auras. I don't know. If auras makes a giant creature that you can't languish, you're probably dead anyways, right? Languish is definitely much better against Skrull. Stupid visual bug. So I've got 1 slot in the main. You know, honestly, I'm gonna try and retool this a little bit. Brainstorm's been kinda whatever. And I really, really hate Fabled Passage mana bases in this format. They just feel so clunky and bad. What if we try Harvest as our cantrip at the bottom? And then we retool the mana to not be... I feel like I want to try. I don't know that this is necessarily better, but Fabled Passage and Brainstorm both continue to feel kind of clunky and meh. don't have that many cards above 3, so we can play some Blooming Marsh. This is 16 green, and this is 17 black. How many lands is that? That's only 21. And then I need more blue sources in this mana base. We have plenty of black mana at this point. There's only 12 blue, so I probably want to turn some of this. I want some Hinterland. I don't want to get randomly wastelanded by a Field of Ruin and a Control Mirror, so I want at least one basic. I want a basic Swamp, too. This is 25 lands. This is how much blue? This is 12, 13, 14, 15 blue. Probably want to turn a green source into a blue source here. I'm at 18 green. So I want to take this green black and turn it into a blue black. 18 green, 16 green is probably plenty, so we'll trim one of each of these and add some blue black pathways. I also have the Triomes. We could play a couple of Dragon Skull Summit here too. Or Dragon Skull, Drowned Catacomb. Like that. Alright, and then what did I want to do in the sideboard? I really feel like Search for Azcanta just does not belong in a sideboard. I feel like if I want this card, and we might want these in the main deck. Looking at what we have going on, like maybe we leave the extra 1 mana spot removal in the board. You can see some number of search being okay main. Go down to 2 Memory Lapse. Then having some counters to dig through, it's push worse without fetches. I mean, it is, but you mostly want this to kill cheap things. Honestly, it could be right to do this and have the pushes in the sideboard. This is the more flexible card. The sideboarding interface is very bad. It makes it very difficult to parse exactly what's going on. For sure. I think if I cut a couple of the lapses man, I want a couple of negates in the board. Has extra counter spells in that matchup. Where do we like Pulse at? I brought it in against Gruul, but I'm not excited about it against Gruul. It's a catch-all card, but what random artifacts and enchantments do I care about? What decks lately have impressed me? You can always find my favorite decks up on my website. If you're looking for based on power level, I'd recommend checking out the high potential section. Gil's Immortal Sun, that's not really a card. I didn't mean to cut extra Saheeli. I like her when we need more threats. I think I'd rather have... this stupid interface. I'd rather have Trophy than Pulse. This is much better against Gruul. Well, obviously you don't want to play this on turn 2 against Gruul. Maelstrom Pulse wasn't playing on turn 2 anyways. Having a way to tag what's it called is nice. Cleave at instant speed. All right, let's try this. Retooled. The core is still the same, but we retooled some of the details. Move to Abundant Harvest. Changed our answer mix a little bit. This hand looks good. Yeah, I think Abundant Harvest is the best piece of 1-mana selection in the game. Or in the format. Sorry. In the format. Discard your discard spell. Lands. Right? I mean, that's technically what I said I was looking for. Hey, Arpai, thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back.
Difficult choices. We must prepare for tomorrow.
And I assume that they're going to take the Extinction Event here. So otherwise he gets to clean up both of these. Wow, ignoring my Planeswalker, huh?
Consider all possibilities.
If you wish to surrender now, I am keep an open mind.
Might have been better to +2 there. Or maybe I'm supposed to, like, leave the Heart of Kiran to guarantee a hit.
My mind needs a rest. Casual. Casual twice in a row.
Let's make this quick. I do love a good puzzle.
Okay, so
Excellent. Let's put fractal theory into practice.
hey, look, a distraction. Yeah, I definitely should have gone up with my Narset to 7.
laws of reality could use some...
Hey, Polar Beard, thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. And then all of these were attacking Teferi. Yeah, Gaz plus Tef is great. And then Search for Azcanta is flipping here. So we're guaranteed to have 6 mana to exile odd-costed things this turn. Oh. It's a punt.
Everything is under control.
Yes, Extinction Event was much better than Languish in this instance. You're not wrong. Now they can use Guide Mother to kill my Planeswalker, but then they're on empty. Aggressive. Yeah, I agree, Nor. Designs like this are great. Big agree.
World yields to art, not.
Excellent. Let's put fractal theory into practice. Focus on the future.
Yeah, I just like the flexibility to do what I want. So not putting deck names in the stream title means I get to be flexible if I want to and not feel like I've lied to people. I guess we start here.
Focused and disciplined encounter no obstacles.
The future is not yet everything is under control. The laws of reality could use some...
Yeah. Second Guide Mother's the card that we're scared of for sure. And if they're playing Matt's list from the Open, I believe he only had one in the main deck, so hopefully we're good here. this insulates us from Life's Bounty, which is nice.
I have other students to observe.
It's pretty good. And they're probably in a position where they can only attack with one shadow. Yeah, they finally hit cast, but that's our first cast, right? So, like, I've got Narset plus Search for Azcanta here to try and get going again. We got one on the bottom. There's a bunch of cards at the bottom too, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 2 casts and 34 cards here to find another. And they are only at 4, right? So we have 3 lethal threats. They gotta kind of tread carefully. We also have a bunch of Extinction Events in our deck still too, and by a bunch I mean 1. Let's start here, see what we get.
With thoughtfulness before action.
I'm planning on doing the Historic Brawl now. I'll wait until they let us buy those for money. Oh wait, I could have turned one of these into a heart and tried and killed them this turn. Loses to a Fatal Push though. That's probably too aggressive. Oh, there's a reason to be that aggressive. Okay, so this is definitely a matchup where I want more cards that play to the board. These memory lapses are pretty bad. Discard spells are not great. Just want as many things as possible that I can top deck to interact with the cards my opponent has on the table. Saheeli for some more chump blockers sounds good. Like it. Pretty easy in and out board plan there. Free gold in the shop. Stonks. Snag that after this match. Abundant Harvest notably felt good there. I like that. I like that Abundant Harvest is a cantrip that we just want to play proactively, so it works well with our Saheeli wanting us to cast spells. Which is sweet. Lakua, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Zada, good morning. Thanks everybody for getting out. Great to see over 1,300 people in here, by the way. If you're new like Lakia or Zada, welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. Magic is the primary game that I stream these days. Historic's been a lot of fun since Strixhaven released. Usually we do 2 or 3 different Historic decks every single morning. So if you like a lot of variety in your constructed content, this is a great place for that. Also have a YouTube channel where everything that I stream ends up at. In the afternoons, I do variety stuff. We're currently working through a playthrough of the original BioShock remaster. We're about 6 hours into that. It's been a fun shooter. Hey, thanks for the third of a year, Paragon. Welcome back. Appreciate you keeping me around. Opponent learned to respect our Gale, chat. Bender, thank you for the entire year. Welcome back. I'm gonna let them hit me for one here, because it gains them a life. And then I am gonna Fatal Push this, but them gaining a life isn't that positive for us this turn. I want to kill that, though, just in case I were to draw, like, a 3-mana Planeswalker here, because I'd like the board to be empty if I played out a 3-mana Planeswalker. Oh yeah, bleed, baby. What's going on, Penguin Cuddles? Good morning.
Think fast.
They have Bloodchiefs to kill this or not? Could be wronged him in the land there. No, thanks for the sub too.
Don't worry, I'll think of something.
It's a good pickup. I think I'm bidding the backup Teferi at this point.
Prepare to marvel at my masterpieces.
Ideas like seconds.
Hey, thanks for the Prime, Cryo, Banshee. Wouldn't be here without folks like you. Are we can tripping and chump blocking, or are we Baleful Mastering? I don't think I want to give them a card. They have a removal spell here. They have to have a removal spell plus a way to hurt themselves to kill Teferi.
Learn from this.
Want me to phase you out of time?
Think fast.
Heart could quickly be lethal here. Maybe I'm supposed to ditch a Baleful instead of the Teferi if I'm keeping the Heart. Tried to sub on my phone with Prime, but it wouldn't let me. Been watching your content for a couple of years on YouTube and glad I finally got to catch a stream. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Thanks for dropping off that Prime. That pays my mortgage every month. Man, that's rude. And by rude, I mean an excellent play. So they're bringing this back. Do we Baleful the Skyclave in response here then? So they can save this now with the Life's Bounty. Or they can kill Teferi with the Life's Bounty if they wanted. I'm choosing not to, sure. Sick. So now we cast.
The knowledge I teach is a key to many doors.
I think we just keep that because it crews the heart next turn.
We must prepare for tomorrow.
Ah! My defense had an imperfection.
Everything is under control.
Yeah, Teferi making fractals has been, this card's just been truly absurd with, truly absurd with Cass. Are you dead yet? When they have to use their fracture on your Heart of Kiran versus your Planeswalker deck, chat. The
laws of reality could
delicious.
use some revision. For my plans.
Could find like a fatal push or something here.
You've never seen anything like this.
Actually, I probably want to cash her in for a 4/4, right? Well, not cash her in, but get a 4/4. We are going to be dead to Fairy Guide Mother next turn. They have Life's Bounty. They could use Life's Bounty. Oh no, I messed up. I should have Baleful'd my own thing. Oh, I missed lethal, chat. If I would have Baleful'd my own, card, they would. Wait, what? Well, deal. All right, sure. Well, I punted it, and then my opponent decided not to save themselves for some reason. I'll take it. I'll take it. We wouldn't have necessarily lost the game if our opponent played a little bit better there, but we wouldn't have guaranteed one. They drew with Castle Locthwain, that when it would have put them to 1, and I made them draw a card with Baleful Mastery, so they died. Ooh, and see, like, hands like this, right? Like, 1 land Brainstorm you can't usually keep. 1 land Abundant Harvest is almost always fine, he says before he draws another non-blue land. Yes! Never didn't have it. Ooh, chat! Our opponent is also a Magic player of deep culture.
The future is not yet decided.
A fellow intellectual.
I will teach you how to handle the difficult choices.
Changing the game, chat.
We must
Changing the
prepare for
face of the
tomorrow.
game.
This is merely a fraction of my power.
Okay, what am I doing? I think we Teferi go to 5 and then make a 3/3 with Kaz.
Time is fragile. Yet, choose through the strongest metals.
I think I'm in for backup Tef.
Consider all. Exit. Let's put fractal theory into practice.
Because then Teferi can make a fractal that trades with Yasharn this turn inside of combat.
We must prepare for tomorrow. A perfect blend of math and magic.
I think his design's really sweet. I think he's a great example of a range of fantastic planeswalkers.
This is a worrying turn of events. There's still time for my plans.
My prowess is unmatched by my peers.
We must prepare for tomorrow.
Supposed to Bloodchief Thirst this instead of going up. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to kill this with the Bloodchief Thirst instead of holding up Baleful Mastery.
I won't hide from the world any longer. You know what? I'm not done.
Yeah. Nice 5-mana Planeswalker.
How long do you
Gained 5 life. What a powerful card you've cast.
Meditate and prepare.
Focus on the future.
Come on, counterspell me. There you go. There you go. Hey, the Black Splash, thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream today. Tick my Narset down to 5. Feels good, man. So the 22 months investigate. Listen, bullying Gandalfs is my kink, chat. It's all I want to do in life. If I finish a game and a Gandalf is sad, I've accomplished my goal.
Hone your prowess.
This isn't my first time being.
Sure.
Consider all possibilities. We must prepare for tomorrow.
It's gonna take some turns here, chat.
It takes impressive knowledge to be a temporal archmage.
Well, I could loot into memory, couldn't I? Well, I could just bid it. God bless us, everyone. All right, so Extinction Event comes out. Thoughtseize comes in. Dispute and Negate come in. Saheeli comes in. Maybe Trophy comes in. Probably don't need Bloodchief's Thirst. A lot of cards for this matchup overall, huh? I probably don't need Heart of Kiran in this matchup. This is if I'm keeping a Planeswalker in play to crew this, I'm probably winning the game anyways. You don't like Saheeli? Saheeli really good with Kasmina. Like, just having as many Planeswalkers as possible to put this card in overdrive seems important. I guess maybe she's the worst card in the deck, though. Yeah, do I need this many kill target Teferi? See, you can see trimming at least one of those. Need one more cut here. Is Inquisition good against their curve? So taking their counterspells is good. And they're likely going to board in more cheap counterspells like we're boarding in more cheap counterspells. And they also have Kasmina in their deck themselves. So getting to take their Planeswalker is good too. We saw they were on Disallow, so they're probably not on the Foretell counter. So like being able to like play discard spell, play Planeswalker, double spell in the same turn tends to be great. Well, if I keep this, we won't miss land drops for a while. keep this. Put a mulligan to 5, sign me up. It is a good note that they cut their companion postboard. So they boarded in some kind of creature. What do we think they boarded in? Ceratops doesn't break their companion roll. It's a dinosaur. Spellbinder could maybe be it. Spellbinder breaks it. They had Pig game 1. Pig doesn't break it. Gearhulk's not really a sideboard card. Yeah, could be something like Dreamtrawler.
The knowledge I teach is a key to many doors.
I think we keep that.
Focus on the future.
The Shark Typhoon here would be bad for us. No Shark is great. They have Land Teferi Dispute. I think that's fine because ours happened first.
You may surrender at any time. Consider all possibilities.
I train every day. No, I have just the trick for this.
So they put a card on top of their deck. Do I just take this trophy and trophy their Kasmina now? I think that's the play, right?
We must prepare for tomorrow.
Like, even with giving them a land tier, they're still on few enough lands. This dispute's a live draw.
Future will come to pass.
Keep an open mind.
Yikes. Brought in Nimble Obstructionist. It's adorable.
This is merely a fraction of my power.
Making a 6/6 here does mean we're at parity. Only I have a castle, so I think we're ahead. I have Narset in play too, technically, so.
This rat like seconds. Slow down. Don't worry, I'll think of something. Think fast.
My creations are things of beauty.
I mean, I made sure we could cast her again because I was going to cast Narset after. And they don't know I have this Narset, so they might kill my Narset because she's the only Planeswalker they could actually kill on this board. Because, like, they can attack Teferi, but he's just going to 4, right?
Ideas like seconds. This used to be easier.
We'll lead on Narset because she's less important than Kasmina.
Mind and body should move in unison, like wind and wave.
See if we can find a Thoughtseize or a discard spell here.
For action.
Getting a little punished for ditching the Thoughtseize over the Mystic Dispute here.
Beware the ember that ignites an inferno.
Although I suppose now
Everything is under
we can dispute this, which is nice. Hey, what's going on, Bob? Good timing. This is probably our last match with this deck. We're gonna play your red-white one. Although I think you'll really like this one too, Bob. If you're looking for something on YouTube later. It was a good set. And then we should be solidly in garbage time at this point. We're gonna redraw the Narset next turn, which will cut them off of any outs they might have.
The future is not yet decided.
If you wish to surrender now.
Look at all these choices, chat. Avengers, assemble.
Consider all possibilities. There's still
Send the squad the northward direction.
Focus
Go.
on the future.
We're basically just stacking our deck at this point. No, no, no. Wub, wub, wub. Buckrooks, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. So, Some final thoughts on this before we move on to some red-white chads. I like the core of what this deck is doing a lot. Kasmina here in practice works out just as well as she did in theory with both of these war walkers that normally only go down. She's just so incredibly powerful, especially with Saheeli, who's a planeswalker you're usually only playing for her static text. Like, even her built-in -2 isn't something you use a lot of the time. And Kaz, like, letting her come down and make a 4/4 and then have static text was super powerful. Man, Master of Time was impressive in this set. Like, just, this card's always felt pretty reasonable on its own. And when you pair this card with her, it just, like, kicks way up into overdrive. The instant speed fractals basically makes your opponent's combat math super awkward, because you could just, like, ploop a fractal into play at any point that's, you know, up to his loyalty. And he's often the biggest threat on the board, so, like, they'll often, like, ship their entire board into Teferi, and you're like, okay, cash him in for a fractal, eat one of your attackers, like, be in a good spot. Felt really good. I definitely don't have enough games to say objectively, you know, is Abundant Harvest better than the Brainstorm that was previously on the deck box? In general, I'm just not a huge fan of Brainstorm in this format. And honestly, the biggest knock against Brainstorm is you basically have to play Fabled Passage and Basics, and your mana base is so much worse playing Fabled Passage and Basics than it is getting to play all shocks and fast lands and buddy lands. Like, yeah, I greatly prefer the mana without the basic, without the pile of basics and Fabled Passages. So yeah, if you like this, I think I liked this better than the Teamer build we've played a couple of times now. It definitely, like, this card with these two definitely felt like we abused her static text better than we did in the other deck. Like, she was fine in the Teamer deck, but, like, she really felt like we leveraged her in a different way with these two cards compared to the other ones. Yeah, Narset's, like, so powerful on her own, and then, like, her normal downside is that she only does her thing twice, so, like, getting to do her thing 3 or 4 times is just super gross. I said buddy lands, so these come into play untapped if you control one of their other things. If they have a friend, they come in untapped. Buddy.